Okay, so the AI race just got way more intense. Like, out of nowhere, Anthropic just dropped an absolute bombshell, Claude Opus 4.5. And seriously, the only question anyone is asking is, have we just met the new king of code? I mean, the first impressions are pretty wild. WorldofAI is already calling it a gem for heavy-duty coding. And let me tell you, that is a massive claim. So today we're going to break it all down. Is this just hype, or is this the AI that actually changes the game for all you developers out there? Because yeah, a new contender has absolutely just stepped into the ring. And this isn't some small update, This is a calculated, full-on play for the coding throne. To really get what's going on, you just got to look at the timeline. So, on November 18th, Google drops Gemini 3.0 Pro. The whole community is buzzing. Then, just 6 days later, bam! Anthropic drops Opus 4.5. Trust me, that timing was no accident. It was designed to spark this massive head-to-head battle right from the start. So, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's talk numbers. Hype is one thing, but how does this new model actually perform on paper? It's time to check out the benchmarks. And this is it, right? This is the big question. Does Opus 4.5 really have what it takes to be a Gemini killer, especially when it comes to code? Well, here is your first massive clue. It scored an absolutely staggering 80.9% on something called SWE-bench Verified. Now look, this is not some easy multiple choice test. This thing is brutal. It's designed to mimic real-world software problems, like finding and fixing actual bugs in real GitHub projects. And that verified part? That's the kicker. It means the code it writes actually works and passes all the tests. A score of 80.9 is just insane. And I mean, this chart really tells the story, doesn't it? Just look at that gap. Opus 4.5 isn't just a tiny bit better, it is in a completely different league on this test. It leaves both Gemini 3.0 Pro and its own little sibling, Sonnet, way, way behind. But it's not even just about that one score. Get this, it outperformed every single human who took Anthropic's own notoriously hard 2-hour engineering exam. Plus, it's 29% more reliable on those long, complicated tasks than the last version. That means it doesn't get confused or just give up halfway through. So here's the takeaway. It's not just smart, it's actually dependable. Okay, but all that power comes with a price tag. Let's be real, Opus 4.5 is a premium tool. We're talking $5 for input and a pretty hefty $25 for output for every million tokens. Yeah, that's more than Gemini 3.0. You're not just buying performance here, you're buying a specialist. And that price is actually the key to understanding its real superpower. Because here's the thing, those crazy benchmark scores, they don't even tell the whole story. The real magic, the secret sauce of Opus 4.5, is something called Agentic capabilities. And trust me, this is where things get really wild. So what on earth does Agentic even mean? Well, think of it like this. It's the AI's ability to be a self-starter. You give it a big, high-level goal, and it just figures out all the little steps to get there. All by itself, no hand-holding, no micromanaging. Okay, here's the best analogy. Most AIs out there, they're like a line cook. You have to tell them every single little thing. Chop the onions. Okay, now saute the onions. And if you stop talking, they stop working. Opus 4.5? Nah, it's the head chef. You just walk in and say, make me a lasagna, and it handles everything, from buying the ingredients to pulling it out of the oven. It understands the goal. Or hey, let's try another one, this time comparing it to Gemini. Think of Gemini 3.0 as the interior designer. It's amazing at making the front end, the stuff you see, look beautiful and feel interactive. But Opus 4.5, it's the architect. It's all about the deep, structural, heavy lifting stuff. The foundation, the plumbing, the core logic that makes everything actually work. All right, so all this theory sounds great, but talk is cheap, right? What actually happens when you let this head chef into the kitchen and tell it to get to work? Well, the results are pretty mind-blowing. Just check out some of these demos. Someone asked it to build a full animated software landing page. It cranked out over 1,400 lines of code and built the entire thing for $2.55. Then someone else got it to build a functional operating system inside a browser with apps like Notepad and even Snake for $1.70. But the craziest one? The stress test. It cloned a real GitHub project, found bugs, fixed them, and pushed the clean code back completely on its own. So, okay, this stuff is cool in a demo, but how can you actually use this in your day-to-day work? This is basically the new playbook for developers using this kind of AI. So if you're a QA engineer, imagine just giving it your error logs and telling it, hey, create some self-healing tests that fix themselves. If you're a backend dev, you can literally just assign it a ticket to build a new API integration. And what about that old, messy legacy code that nobody wants to touch? You can just task Opus with refactoring whole chunks of it. This is a huge, huge shift in how we work. So here's your quick guide. Do use it for those big, complicated backend jobs and just let it run. But don't waste your money using this beast for like simple scripts or asking it about the weather. And just remember, don't expect it to be the best at making pretty front ends. That's still Gemini's home turf. And really, all of this points to a totally new way of thinking about your AI tools. Looking towards 2026, the future isn't about finding one AI to rule them all. It's about building a hybrid team of specialists. So let's recap everything with a quick cheat sheet. What do you absolutely need to remember? Its top skill, autonomous backend coding. Its top score, that ridiculous 80.9% on SWE-bench. Its key feature, it's just naturally logical. You don't need weird prompts. And yeah, its price point. It's premium. And that brings us to the final verdict. This whole showdown, Opus 4.5 versus Gemini 3.0, it's not about one of them winning. That's totally the wrong way to look at this. The real takeaway is that it's time to start building your specialized AI dream team. Your future tech stack is going to look something like this. For all the heavy lifting, the deep logic, the back end, you hire Claude Opus 4.5. That's your architect, your head chef. And for the user interface, the slick visuals, the front end, you hire Gemini 3.0. It's your interior designer. You're just using the right tool for the right job. So at the end of the day, the whole conversation is changing. The question isn't, is AI going to take my job anymore? It's shifting to, what completely impossible things am I finally going to build now that I have a team of AI specialists working for me? And honestly, that's a much more exciting future to think about.